Good afternoon everyone, thank you for checking in. This is the latest version of SNT Q25 Just Air series. This is a 1/100 scale micro FPV RC car and it is called R27. This is a previous version and this is the latest one with this awesome body shell. So let's see what we get in the box and how it performs. Okay, first we have the car itself here with an awesome display box, and when we open it, yes, the car itself, see, R27, on off button, charging port, and it says do not force rear wheels to not damage the transmission structure. So basically they say do not turn the wheels with your hand because it is rear wheel drive. And also our FPV camera, which is awesome because the previous version doesn't have this feature. You couldn't detach the FPV camera from the car, but now it has a magnet system, and see, we have an FPV camera and now we have just a micro RC racing car. That's awesome. The remote controller, this comes in the remote controller specifically from here. Let me show you. So remove this dongle comes here, and it has a special battery system. When these things are new, it's really hard to detach. Okay, we have a case and you need to install 3 AAA batteries in it. That's how it works. And by the way, these batteries comes included in the box, which is also nice to have. So let's prepare it. What else? We have the charging cable for the car, a USB-C charging cable, a keychain as an addition gift, 2 pieces of jumping rams, and an FPV goggle system with DVR feature, which you can install your SD card and record what you see. This is the charging port, this is the audio video port. When you press this one, it starts recording. On off button, auto search button, and you can change the channel and bandwidth with this button. Also, when you buy these FPV goggles separately, it only comes with 1 antenna, these things, but with this box we have 2 antennas. Okay, we don't have a lollipop antenna, but it's always nice to have 2 antennas instead of 1 for free, I mean included package. So my favorite position with these antennas. Okay, and this is the audio video cable, charging cables. Now let's install our FPV camera. Turn it towards to me. Turn on the remote control, but before turn on the remote control, I would like to show you some features. This car has high beam and low beam headlights, about 8 ambient lights, which I'm going to show you. Low beam, high beam, turn signals, also reversing, neon lights, low beam, high beam. You can also start recording by using this button, but I always use the record button on the FPV goggles, just in case, to be sure. And this is a multi-function button, which means it helps you if you lost the center of the steering wheel, steering. When you double click it, it just centers it. The default, it set it to default mode. And we have a power plus button here, which means when you press this, you get the total power of 100%. You can use all the power comes from the motor. But if you press this power minus button, it reduces the power to 70%, which means you can drive it slower. And what this dongle does, if you are outside and would like to charge your car and you don't have any USB place to plug it in, just put it in and charge your car directly from your tiny batteries. What else we have? We also have the steering buttons here, and it doesn't matter if you are right-handed or left-handed, you can use it without touching the steering. Also cool. And one more thing, a mount hole to place your phone with your mount, or FPV screen if you would like to use an FPV screen, because this is an FPV camera. You can use it with other FPV screens. You don't have to use always the goggle. So let's see how the goggle works. Turn on the car. It vibrates. So turn on the remote control and the car. Yes. Yes, it is working. And now turn on the FPV goggle by pressing this on off button. And as it turns on, we get the FPV feed. It is actually quite nice for a small FPV camera and for a car. And the resolution of the FPV goggle is 800 by 480 pixels. Okay, there is one more thing. Let me just turn this off. Turned off. Car, just a simple short press. Off and off. For me, this is the coolest thing that I get in this package is this. This is a giant racing truck. When you want to buy some kind of racing truck like this one separately, you are going to have to pay between $30 or $80. And this one is a huge one, approximately 1.5 meters. Really big for this car. You can race 4 cars at the same moment, and it is really big, as I mentioned. Let me show you. Yes, it is that big, and it is really awesome to have this one included in the package. Okay, let's see how this tiny thing performs in the house. Time to dry FPV. She got vision, 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 she got vision.